We all know how expensive groceries are right now, and you can usually find ground beef pretty affordable. So I thought I would put together some of our favorite recipes using ground beef. Most of these are super easy to put together. All of the ingredients you can find at the grocery store, and aside from the ground beef being inexpensive, the other ingredients are usually fairly inexpensive as well. And you can modify it, alter it, tailor it to you and your family's liking. These are comfort foods. They're really good. They're really affordable, and we could all use a little money saving this time of year. So be sure to stick around until the end because that one might be my favorite. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up so I know to make more of these. So let's get into these wonderful, yummy ground beef recipes. This Mongolian ground beef recipe is so simple. You're going to start by taking 2 tablespoons of coconut sugar and a 1/4 cup of hot water. Put those in a bowl and you're going to stir until you dissolve that sugar. Then you're going to put in 1/4 cup of tamari or soy sauce, your preference. You're going to brown 1 pound of ground beef. When it's just about brown, you can add in 1 teaspoon of minced ginger and then throw in that sauce you made with the sugar and the tamari. Sprinkle with some salt and pepper, and then you're going to put in a cornstarch slurry of 1 tablespoon of cornstarch with 1 tablespoon of water to kind of thicken the sauce a little bit. You could throw some red pepper flakes on there if you want to for a little heat. Garnish with some green onions and some sesame seeds. And of course, I like to serve mine over rice. You're going to love this. It's a winner. Shepherd's pie is the ultimate comfort food. It's really easy to make and super affordable. You're going to start by browning 1 pound of ground beef with a half of a yellow onion diced. I'm cooking mine in my cast iron pan. You can use any oven safe pan or you can just cook it in a regular pan and transfer it to a casserole dish. It's up to you. I am using a good squirt of this Campbell's Flavor Up. I've never used it before. It's kind of hard to find, but it was in the recipe and it definitely added something to the dish. So if you have it, great. If you can find it, great. If not, it's not necessarily. Just give it a little seasoning of your choice. You're going to add in 2 cups of mixed frozen vegetables, 2 tablespoons of flour, and you're going to cook this for about 5 minutes. Then you're going to add in 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Give that a good stir until it's combined. Cook that for another couple of minutes. Then you're going to add in a half of a cup of beef broth, a couple dashes of Worcestershire sauce, some Italian seasoning, thyme, salt and pepper, all to your taste, and cook for about 5 minutes. I like mine kind of saucy and it seemed a little dry, so I added another half of a cup of beef broth. I evened out the mixture once I got that incorporated, and I'm going to top that with 4 cups of mashed potatoes. You can make your own. You can make instant, or like I did here, I just bought the Bob Evans prepared mashed potatoes, and I put those right on top. Now, this next step is optional, but it kind of makes it a little fancy, and it does help crisp up the top a little bit, but just make some lines with a fork. You're going to bake this in a 350-degree oven for 30 minutes, and then I like to put mine under the broiler for about 3 minutes just to get it golden brown, and I garnish with a little dried parsley, and it's so good, y'all. You have to try it. Do you guys remember enchiladas from Taco Bell like back in the day? Well, I loved them, and so this is my version. Of course, it's not authentic, so don't come for me, but it's still really good. You're going to start by taking any tortilla that you want. I like flour because that's how they used them originally. And then you're going to spread some refried beans and some taco seasoned meat and a little bit of cheese in the middle of the tortillas and roll them up and place them in a baking dish. You're going to top that with 1 can of your favorite red enchilada sauce. Give that a good smear around. Top it with some more cheese and bake it in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes and top with your favorite taco toppings. I like lettuce, tomato, sour cream, the whole 9 yards. These are so good. Picadillo is so good and so easy to make. You are going to love this one as well. You are going to start by browning 1 pound of ground beef in a skillet. You're going to season that with pepper and garlic to your taste. In the meantime, while that is browning, you're going to add 3 Roma tomatoes and a half of a jalapeno to a pot of water and bring that to a boil. Going to add in 2 to 3 potatoes diced to your meat mixture. You can use red, yellow, russet, any kind of potato you want. Once your tomatoes and your jalapeno are tender, you're going to add that to a blender with 2 cloves of garlic, a little bit of onion, 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon, a teaspoon of tomato bouillon, and a little bit of cilantro, and give that a good blend. You're going to add that directly to the meat and potatoes mixture. Give it a good stir. You're going to cover this and cook on low for 25 minutes. And that is it. You can serve this with whatever you want on the side. Who doesn't love a good Pioneer Woman recipe? And the sour cream noodle bake does not disappoint. You're going to start by browning 1¼ pounds of ground beef. You're also going to get a big pot of salted water boiling so you can cook up your 8 ounces of egg noodles. You're going to season your ground beef with Italian seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic powder, whatever you want really. And then you're going to add in 1 15-ounce can of tomato sauce and give that a good stir. Once those noodles are done, you're going to want to drain those and set those aside. You're going to need a half a cup of sour cream and 1¼ cups of cottage cheese for this recipe. You're going to take your egg noodles and add your sour cream and your cottage cheese with some black pepper, a couple cloves or a couple teaspoons of garlic. Combine all those with your egg noodles and put about 1/3 of those into the bottom of a casserole dish and top with some of that meat and tomato mixture. You're going to keep layering this with cheese in between. Of course, it's a Pioneer Woman recipe. It wouldn't be complete without cheese. But you are going to keep layering this until you're out of layers. You can do it in thirds. You can do it in halves. Whatever you feel you want to do depending on the size of your dish. I did add a little Parmesan because, well, I like Parmesan. The recipe didn't call for it, but hey, whatever. You are going to cook this in a 350-degree oven for 20 minutes, and that is it. It is so good. Don't knock it until you try it. If you don't like cottage cheese, you don't even taste it. This is an excellent recipe for sure. We all know how to make regular old ground beef tacos, but these are kind of like my take on the tacos. Are kind of crispier. They're just really good. And I don't use that packet of taco seasoning. I make my own. I'm going to start by browning 2 pounds of ground beef with 1 diced onion and 2 tablespoons of garlic. I like to drain that off a little bit. And then we're going to season that with 1 teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of cayenne, 4 teaspoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of cumin, and 2 teaspoons of cilantro and black pepper. You're going to add 1½ to 2 cups of beef broth to that mixture. Let it reduce down, and then you're going to put those in your corn tortillas and fry them in the same pan that the meat mixture was in. They're so good. You're going to love them. Top them with whatever you want. These mini Philly cheesesteak sandwiches are definitely a crowd pleaser. Going to begin with browning 1 pound of ground beef and adding in 1 diced onion and 1 diced green bell pepper, along with some minced garlic. And then you're going to add in a couple dashes of Worcestershire sauce and some salt and pepper. Cook until your desired tenderness of your veggies. I like to put these in the mini sub rolls. So you're going to fill each sub roll top with some mozzarella cheese. I also added some shredded provolone cheese on top too. And I kind of throw it over the top. I melted a little bit of butter with some garlic and drizzle that over the top. I'm going to bake this at 350 until the cheese is nice and melted. And last, but certainly not least, is this scrumptious lasagna soup. I will have the complete recipe written down below for you. You definitely want to make this one. It is your favorite comfort food and your favorite soup all rolled into one, and it's perfect for this time of year and super affordable and totally customizable. So that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and You can turn on the post notifications if you want to be notified every time I upload a video. If you have any comments for future videos, leave those down below, and I will see you on the next one.